I think that's one of the interesting things that Bernie has to do. He's not connecting as much with black voters as I thought he would. Now, this is going to change, because he's been focused on northern states, and let's face it, there aren't many black people in Iowa or in New Hampshire. So, but I think when they hear his message, they'll say, like, yeah, it's not really good. I'm glad we elected a black American as president, but he really didn't do much for us. So,
Well,
if we have Hillary in there, we're not going to be any better off.
well, and a lot is that demographic still doesn't know who he is yet. They're still not really aware of Sanders and his message, and a lot are still in the echo chamber of what the corporate media is painting or not painting, or just keeping Sanders out of the news. And when he is in the news, he's a devout communist who's going to charge everybody 90% tax rates and get rid of health care. That's what they're hearing in the echo chamber. And Hillary Clinton is going to fight the big pharmaceutical companies giving her all the money. She's going to fight Wall Street, who's giving her all the money.
And if you believe that one, she's got another one for you.
Right. But they're just hearing her yelling populist rhetoric and just aren't aware of it. But as things get closer and people start hearing his message, because if you hear both messages, I mean, there's really not any kind of choice.
I mean,
who's not going to want a $15 an hour minimum wage?
Yeah, there's not a lot of choice in the sense that if you're a Wall Street banker, you're definitely for Hillary. I mean, there's no choice there.
Right. So what Sanders' campaign has to continually do is wake up the uninformed voters, because that's Clinton's base, is uninformed voters, and a lot of these voters that we're talking about in southern states. And by uninformed, it's not that they're not smart people. It's just that all they're getting is the echo chamber from a corporate media controlled by the...
Yeah, they turn on CNN and they get, oh, okay, well, Hillary's winning, I guess, and so...
And Bernie's not even in the news. And if they do, they flash to avowed socialist, crazy old man with messy, balding white hair, screaming about a hammer and sickle, and he's unelectable. That's what they're hearing in the echo chamber. But as people get more informed, because an informed voter is not a Clinton voter.
The other problem that they have is when Bernie, stomps on Hillary in New Hampshire. There's no way you can positively spin that for Hillary's. I mean, even if you're CNN, there's no way you can put a positive spin on that.
Oh, they'll find a way.
Yeah, and you can't.
They'll find a way of doing it.
No, you can't not report it either. You can't say there was a primary in New Hampshire, and let's move on to South Carolina. You can't do the bill.
Well, they'll spin it of white candidate next to Vermont. It's practically the same state, and white socialist communist unelectable Bernie Sanders luckily wins some. I mean, they'll figure. Dude, they have a whole committee of people figuring out how to spin this to the uninformed voters in southern
Well, of course,
states.
she's got all this money, and that's what they're getting paid to do. But the question is, will it really work? And it's people are going to go, wait a second, I thought I heard that Bernie stomped Hillary.
Right. Because the truth is, the uninformed voter is not necessarily a dumb voter. They're just an uninformed voter. And
Correct.
so
they're going to have to find new areas that's going to be part of Bernie's challenges. I think he's going to have to stop maybe his spending a little bit too. But as he gets more success, his supporters are simply going to become more enthusiastic. I got a thing from the Burn today about the big success, and people are going to get more excited and give him more money. So I think it'll be interesting.